بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تبارك وتعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. نسأل الله العزيز الغفار أن يجيرنا وإياكم من عذاب النار. We continue inshallah ta'ala with the name of Allah al-Fattah, and hopefully we'll get a chance to finish it today inshallah ta'ala so we can start another name. One part that I'd like to speak about is Fathullah tabaraka wa ta'ala bil-ilm. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens the doors of knowledge, and especially when it comes to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, after the passing of the Prophet ﷺ and the fitan that started taking place, we had the Khawarij, we had the Mu'tazila, we had the Murji'ah, and then we had Rafida, the ones that glorified Ali radiallahu anhu, and did something that the Prophet ﷺ forbade to take place, not even by himself, and he's the messenger of Allah. قال لا تطروني كما أطرت النصارى عيسى ابن مريم إنما أنا عبد الله فقولوا عبد الله ورسوله. Don't over-glorify me as did the Christians with Jesus the son of Mary. For verily I am the servant of Allah, say the servant of Allah and his messenger. So these people, they glorified Ali, and they started saying that he was given some knowledge that was specific for him that the rest of the ummah did not receive, and they were talking about that. So one of the tabi'een wanted to make sure. He went to Ali radiallahu anhu, والحديث أخرجه البخاري عن أبي جحيفة. أبو جحيفة ذهب إلى علي وقت علي قال سألت علي رضي الله عنه هل عندك شيء ليس في القرآن؟ هل عندك شيء من العلم ليس في القرآن? I said to him, do you have any knowledge that we could not possibly find in the Quran? I mean, something that was specific to you. وفي رواية أخصكم رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بشيء. And did the Prophet ﷺ deliver give you any kind of knowledge that is specific to you that he did not give to the rest of the ummah? قال والذي فرق الحبة وبرأ النسمة ما عندنا إلا ما في القرآن. And subhanAllah clarifies it right there. So by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I'm not going to translate those beautiful the way that he swore an oath, because I mean, what's the point? But he swore an oath that the only thing that all we have is what's in the Quran. إلا فهما يعطى رجل من كتابه وما في الصحيفة, except for an understanding. And this understanding is what? Fath min Allah. Understanding that Allah gives to a person over another person. So this is what Allah Ta'ala gave us, that maybe He gave us more of than the rest of the people, is an understanding to the book of Allah and what's in the Sahifa. So the person asked, what is Sahifa? What is the Sahifa? He said, Al-Aqlu wa fikaku al-asir wa alla yuqtala muslimun bikafir. وفي رواية يعني وذكر قول ابن مسعود ولا تقتل نفس ظلما. When he was asked what is this Sahifa, he said that, subhanAllah, it's basically let's say piece of skin where he has written some notes. He has taken notes of some of the things that the Prophet ﷺ said. And in the translations of the hadith, if you go to Al-Bukhari in English, you'll find that it says a sheet of paper. But they didn't have sheets of paper back then. They had pieces of skin, some of them wrote on pieces of bone, and so on and so forth. So, is that the end? Okay. So this certain things that he said I took notes of that deals with the diya. Everyone knows what the diya is? Diya is what you're supposed to pay in case you kill someone by accident. That's called a diya. And you find that. Whose phone is this, brothers? Oh, Abu Ta'ir. خلاص هتدفع الدية. He said that Sahih that talks about the diya, compensation for blood money, it's paid by the killer to the relatives of the victim in case of the wrongful killing. And the ransom for killing for the captives at the hand of the enemies. So that he had taken some notes. Maybe that's some knowledge that other people didn't have. That Ali had taken some notes that he was going to share with everyone. And that a Muslim should not be killed as a qasas for a non-Muslim, subhanAllah. Because a Muslim soul, even though all men are created equal and all of that, but they cannot be equated. A Muslim, a believer, and a non-believer. In the eyes of Allah, they cannot be equated. أَنَجْعَلُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ كَالْمُفْسِدِينَ فِي الْأَرْضِ أَمْ نَجْعَلُ الْمُتَّقِينَ كَالْفُجَّارِ. Allah Ta'ala is asking the question, Surah As-Sad. Do we make the ones that believe and have done righteous deeds? We make them similar? We equate them to the ones that create mischief in the land? Or we equate the pious ones to the fujjar, to the transgressors. They can never be equated, subhanAllah, in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that will become clear to the people of the day of reckoning, subhanAllah. To the point that the believer could see his own relative, possibly his own father, that disbelieved in Allah and died upon kufr, and he will not feel any sadness. Quite the opposite. He will actually feel joy, that because he will have jealousy about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How could you possibly, after Allah ta'ala gave you life and gave you everything that you enjoyed for so many years, and you didn't pray to Him once, you didn't do sujood not even once, and you denied Him, you did not believe in Him, and you committed shirk? SubhanAllah. And this is what happened with Ibrahim and his father, as you know. Ibrahim alayhi salam, when in the Quran Allah Ta'ala talks about him, وَلَا تُخْزِنِي يَوْمَ الدِّينِ. Don't cause me dishonor on the day of reckoning. And Ibrahim is being very specific, talking about his father. And subhanAllah, when he comes to Allah on the day of reckoning, and his father is from the people of the left, the ones that are on their way to Jahannam, يقول يا رب أي خزي أكبر من أبي الأبعد. سبحان الله. كيف بالكم هذا؟ يفعلوش. What is a bigger dishonor than this father of mine? سبحان الله. ألم أقل لك اتبعني? Didn't I tell you to tell his father? Did not tell you to follow me? And you disobeyed, and you wanted to stone me and this and that. So his father says, today I will follow you. Today I will follow you. SubhanAllah. But it's too late. So Ibrahim tried. He tried for the sake of his father. But subhanAllah, as the Prophet ﷺ said, that it came in a few ahadith, Allah Ta'ala told Ibrahim to look away and then to look back at his father. And he looked back, and his father found him, Allah Ta'ala turned him into a hyena. Not only a hyena, ملطخة, a hyena that is covered in its own feces. أعوذ بالله من ذلك. سبحان الله. وذلك قوله تبارك وتعالى فلما تبين له أنه عدو لله تبرأ منه. When he became clear to him that this is an enemy of Allah, he declared his innocence of him. Similarly, the ties of kingship, they are finished, they are over the minute the person dies. And they have no value on the day of reckoning. But the ties of al-aqidah, of creed, of the ties of belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will endure and they will never be severed. On the day of reckoning, all the ones that have believed, they will come as brothers, and they will be the family of each other. Subhanallah. That's the most important type. They will be on their own couches of the Jannah, facing each other. Subhanallah, in complete bliss, in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhuma, and Ibn Abbas, as you know, is the translator of the Quran. And when I say translator, he translates the Quran into Arabic. Subhanallah. Because someone that doesn't have the knowledge and reads the Quran, even though he knows Arabic, he's not going to understand the true meaning of the ayat. So that's why he was called Turjuman al-Quran, because he's the one that was able to give a correct interpretation of the Quran based on the knowledge that he received from the Prophet ﷺ. And how could he not be so, and subhanAllah, knowing that the Prophet ﷺ made supplication for him, and the supplication of the prophets and the messengers is accepted. حديث أخرجه البخاري عن عكرمة. وعكرمة من عكرمة كان من تلاميذ ابن عباس رضي الله عنه. عكرمة is one of the students of Ibn Abbas, and he is one of the ones that explain the Quran as well. قال ابن عباس ضمنني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وقال اللهم علمه الكتاب. The Prophet ﷺ took me and hugged me, and he said, "Oh Allah, teach this boy your book. Teach him the book." حديث من آخر رواية زيد بن أسلم كذلك عن علي بن عمر قال كان عمر رضي الله عنه كان يدعو ابن عباس ويقربه. Umar, when he would have his meetings with the chiefs of the Sahaba, he will just let you know when it's time to be advanced. It's the older Sahaba. Ibn Abbas was a young boy, was a young man, he was 17, 18. And he will have Ibn Abbas attend those meetings. And some of the Sahaba said, "Well, why are you doing this? I have children that are older than him." But subhanAllah, Umar says, but this boy is different. Because the Prophet ﷺ wiped over his head and said, "Allahumma faqihhu fi din wa 'allimhu ta'wil." Oh Allah, give him fiqh, give him understanding in the religion, and teach him the interpretation of what? Of the Quran, subhanAllah. And that's what he was. He was the scholar of the Quran of all the Sahaba and this Ummah, subhanAllah. كان يقول ابن عباس إنني لأمر على الآية من كلام الله فيفتح الله علي فتح. Ya Allah. So I would take the ayah from the book of Allah and I read it, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would just open doors of understanding, doors of interpretation for me, subhanAllah. وَذَلِكَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ يُؤْتِيهِ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. It is the bounty of Allah that He gives to whoever He will, subhanahu wa ta'ala. وانظروا إلى سبحان الله يعني انظروا إلى قلب هذا الرجل. Look at the heart and how generous this person in heart is, Ibn Abbas. You know, in majority, especially nowadays, you find that people that have served, some of them, that have knowledge, they sometimes they will get annoyed if they meet someone that has the same level of knowledge and is competing with them. Okay? And this is in general, this is actually throughout history with scholars. They were always competing who has the most knowledge. It's just the way it is. Ibn Abbas, after he said that Allah Ta'ala opens the doors of understanding when I go through an ayah, he said, وَذِدْتُ لَوْ أَنَّهُ فِي قَلْبِ كُلِّ مُسْلِمٍ. I wish this was the case of every Muslim. I wish that every Muslim had this bounty from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. SubhanAllah. فالله سبحانه وتعالى يفتح على عباده من العلم ما يشاء سبحانه وتعالى. And ya ikhwa, and I said this before and I can't say it enough, and I'm saying this to myself first before I say to anybody else, that the doors of knowledge are open through what? At-taqwa, piety. You want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase your knowledge in this deen? You want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to teach you the difficult things in this deen? Because in this religion there are certain things that everyone can learn and they're easy, but there are other things that are a little more difficult. And ask anyone who has studied Islamic studies, and they will tell you there are certain things that that everyone can learn, but there are certain subjects that are very difficult. SubhanAllah. And if it's without the fath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they're impossible to understand. So if we want Allah ta'ala to get us to that level and open the doors of understanding, as He opened the door of understanding to Sulaiman alayhi salam, and He gave him understanding more than his own father in certain matters. SubhanAllah. That's attained by at-taqwa. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَهَمْنَا Sulaiman, and I'll tell you the incident very quickly. Allah ta'ala talks about it in the Quran. These two neighboring farms, one had livestock, sheep, and one had crops. They were growing crops. So they forgot to close the gate at night, the ones with the livestock. Their livestock got into the farm of the neighboring farm and ate all of it, destroyed it. SubhanAllah. So, they came to Dawood alayhi salam, and Dawood was a prophet, a king, and a judge, to judge between them. So Dawood alayhi salam said, well, since this person destroyed your farm, then all of your livestock belongs to him now. Give it to him. That's how you pay him back for everything that he lost. As they were leaving, Sulaiman was coming in. He asked, what's going on? They said, well, this is what happened. What did my father say? Judge, this is a judgment. He said, well, wait, don't move. Allah Ta'ala says, فَهَدْنَا Sulaiman. He went and he told his father, I think the judgment should be this. How about you take the livestock of this person and you use it, you benefit from it, while the other person moves into your farm and he fixes it up. Once your farm is fixed, then you go back, you exchange back, subhanAllah. So Allah Ta'ala opened the door, this door of understanding, and making the judgment to the son who is still young, and to someone who Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has given the ability to judge properly in Dawood alayhi salam. فالله تعالى يقول
ومن أجهل العالم تعلم الاستئناف.
أحسنت.
تعلم الاستئناف. ما
اسم الاستئناف ما هو اسم يعني what do you call it? Appeal, yeah, exactly. But the brother reminded me, this is how, the concept of appeal, appeal and judgment came about. It's from this particular incident. SubhanAllah. Jazakallah khair, Abd Khalif al-Uj. Ahsan. But SubhanAllah, but Allah Azza wa Jalla, and go back to that, يقول الله عز وجل في آخر آية الدين واتقوا الله ويعلمكم الله. كلما ازداد تقواك, سبحان الله, كلما ازداد علمك. The more you're closer to Allah and you have piety, the more Allah Ta'ala will give you knowledge. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala teach us that which we do not know and remind us of that which we have forgotten. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala allow you and I to worship Him the way that He deserves to be worshipped in Ramadan and outside of Ramadan. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala accept our good deeds and make us true followers of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والحمد لله رب العالمين. وغدا إن شاء الله تعالى نبدأ في كلامنا عن اسم الله تبارك وتعالى القدوس. نسأله القدوس السلام أن يرحمنا برحمته وأن يعتقنا وإياكم من النار. جزاكم الله خير. السلام عليكم.